All right. Hello, ladies. First off, I'm really, really sorry about taking so long to get this done. It's just one of those things that kept getting pushed back stupidly. But let's talk about how to finish this assignment called making an account or tying it all together. It's got a couple different names. The first thing you're going to need to do, because you have no way to hand it in physically, you're going to have to do this one digitally. It might have been easier to do on paper because you don't have to keep switching back and forth between things, but we're going to do this digitally. So you're going to want to click on this and make yourself a copy. And then when you make yourself a copy, change the copy of, oops, to your name. So get rid of that, put your name in there, okay? And then once you have a copy made, you're going to start doing the assignment, and let's talk about the actual assignment. In class, we get to choose our own topics. I'm going to assign you guys one, and you don't have to stick with this. It's just for time purposes. So if you'd rather choose your own and wait to see if it's approved by me and email me and let me know what you want to pick and then sit there and wait for me to prove it, you can absolutely do that, okay? But otherwise, I can assign this one, and if you just want to do it, then you can get going without my approval. So Elise, if you want to do the building of the Great Wall of China, and Sophie, if you want to do the polio vaccine, and if you guys, like I said, if you want to do something else, just email me, but I can't guarantee you can get started right away. But if you want to get started right away, you guys can do those too. So you would put your topic here on the line. And then after that, you're not going to touch Google or anything. I mean, you obviously have to touch the computer to fill these in, but this is off your own brain until you get to the second page. So everything on here is your own, no research or anything. So whatever topic I gave you, I want you to come up with 3 questions, and these are going to guide your research, but they're not necessarily everything you want to learn. I want you to dig a little deeper. Like, don't ask me don't say like what was the date it was built. That's really basic information, okay? So you're going to find that basic information anyway. Go a little deeper. Like if I was researching the Battle of Yorktown, I would want to know like what advantage created the winner to win? Like why did the winners win? And I might want to know like why did they fight where they did, that kind of thing. Not like the date and how many people died or whatever, but like deeper, more important information. The whole point of this assignment is imagine you walked into a coffee shop and sat down to a complete stranger and wanted to explain something about history. What would they want to know about? I don't think they would be obsessed with what date it happened or how many people died. They would be more obsessed with like what materials did they use or how do they pull this off or how long did it take, that kind of thing. So what is the more important information you'd want to know about? That's step 2, okay? And then step 3 and step 4 are very similar. Whatever your topic is, what would be 3 great primary sources? Would it be awesome to get a photograph of your event? Would it be awesome to get interviews from people that were there? And it's gonna depend. If you're talking about the Great Wall of China, you're not gonna get any interviews probably from people there, or it's going to be really hard to find a photograph of them building it. It's too long ago. So what makes sense for primary sources for your topic? Give me 3 of those. Then how would you use them? Like what is that source going to tell you? And then what's going to be some problems you have to keep track of? Like as you're using that source, what's something you need to keep an eye on? What could go wrong with that source? Then do the same thing for secondary sources. What would be 3 great things to get a hold of in order to do the research? Okay, because what I don't want you to do is just summarize Wikipedia. And what I really don't want you to do is to copy and paste anything. Okay, so what you're doing is you're laying the groundwork. What do I want to learn? What should I find to learn these things? And what do I need to be aware of as I'm reading the sources? Okay, once you have all that down, once you figured out like this is what I want to learn, this is where I could learn it from, then you're going to go to the internet. Okay, and you're going to do the research. You're going to Google and find the things you're interested in. And so this 1 through 5 again is not the date. Okay, sure, you put the date in the account, but I don't want to see the 5 things you learned are like the name of the guy, his middle name, the date, what color his hair was. I want important historical stuff. Okay, so start with your questions up here, and maybe one of those questions doesn't make sense once you've done a little research, okay? Then throw it out, okay? You don't necessarily have to answer those questions, but this gets you started. Find some great website sources, not Wikipedia. It's not going to give you everything you need, okay? And then kind of write down some things you learned. Okay. Then you're going to actually write an account of the event. Okay, now that is probably going to include dates and places and stuff, but then it's also going to prove the deeper, more interesting stuff about it. Like I said, if you sat down at a coffee shop with somebody you've never met before and had to explain the event or whatever it was, you know, what would you tell them that would help them understand it? They would leave with a better understanding of the topic. So tell me everything you learned. And this is not just like a list of things I learned. This is an account. So you're going to say, here's what happened. Here's why it's important. Here's the interesting things about it. And by the time I get done reading your account, I should be more informed about it, and I should see that you learned a lot about it. Okay, so this is written in a paragraph style down here. This is like a story. You're writing. It's not a story because it's history, but you can't spell history without story. So you're going to actually tell me about the event in your own words, and tell me what you learned. Okay, it doesn't have to include these three things, but if this is the stuff you wanted to learn about, I hope you learn about it. That's kind of the whole goal. Okay, again, email me if you want to do something different. Just wait for my approval. Okay, if you want to do the thing I told you to do, just go ahead and get started. Email me any questions that you have. And last but not least, very important, I hope you made it to the end of the video, you guys have my permission to take the test late. So when I do this assignment, it's my fault that you're not done, because there's some, this is test material, right? So go ahead and get this done. If you want to take the test on time tomorrow, take it tomorrow. If you want to wait till Monday and do this instead and get it done, go ahead and do it. Okay, but then I will expect you to take it Monday. Email me to let me know you don't want to take it, and then I'll send you the link to the test on Monday, and you can take it on Monday. Okay, completely up to you. If you're ready for the test, take it. I don't want you to forget the stuff. I don't want you to take a weekend to forget it. If you're not ready and you want to get this done, it's my mistake. So get this done. Let me know, and I'll let you take the test on Monday. Okay. If you have any questions, email me. Sorry about this.